Houston, this is Station. I am ready for the event.
ESA, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call Station for a voice check.
Station, this is Daniel Turner from ESA. How do you read?
Hi Daniel, I read you loud and clear. How do you read me?
Great to see you, Sophie. Loud and clear. Great to have you on the screen here. We are here at the ILA Air Show in Berlin. I'm on stage with Director General Josef Aschbacher, Thomas Reiter, who was the first ESA astronaut on a long-duration mission on the ISS, and of course your colleagues Alex and Matthias. So great to see you. Great to see you in this fantastic shape. How are you? You are now on station since the 14th of February, so a couple of months. How is it going so far?
I'm very, very happy to hear that you all around on stage, and just hearing your names brings me a huge smile. I'm so happy to know that all the community of space engineers, space fans, journalists, and whoever wants to make this space adventure shine a little bit more in Europe is gathered today. So yeah, how's it been going? Great. It's been fantastic since day one and second zero actually of this whole adventure. Yeah, it's an amazing adventure that gathers a lot of energy from all of the ground teams, and for us on board, it's been a pretty busy past month. We've had a lot of science experiments. We've had a lot of maintenance to do. We've had a lot of activities to do, like all the cargo ups until the undocking, the upcoming undocking of SpaceX Dragon 34. So very busy up here.
Wonderful. We see the good vibes and the energy comes through up to Berlin. Thanks a lot for that. And I will hand over to ESA DG Josef Aschbacher.
Hello Sophie, very nice to see you, and I see you in good shape, upside down, and you don't exactly know which direction it turns, but really happy to see you. If you would see the atmosphere here at ILA, it's a lot of people watching you. It's a very nice space pavilion which we have here with many exhibits. Some of them are showing experiments that you're doing on the space station. So I'd really like to ask you, tell us a little more about the experiments and the science you're doing up there.
Okay, sir, I'm very happy to hear your voice. It also brings me a big smile. Thank you for being all gathered here. So the experiments that we do are in various fields. We do a lot of experiments for medical science, and especially the research for cancer, the research for understanding how the body ages. You know, I've been here for 3 months and a half, and within these 3 months and a half, it's as if my body aged already 5 years. So the good thing to know is that it's all reversible, so we'll go back to normal when I'll be back on Earth. But it's a good way for scientists and researchers to understand how is the body aging, and how we can treat like immune system diseases, blood diseases, how we can treat other symptoms of aging, like loss of bone mass, loss of bone density, and muscle mass. And so we're doing a lot of these. We also have been doing a lot of material science experiments or fundamental physics, and here I have the metal 3D printer, which is a beautiful European experiment, and we wanted to test how we can create our own tools with a metal 3D printer. But you know, for 3D printers, we also are studying right now how to print like human cells and do the 3D printing of human cells in space. So it's a huge variety of experiments, a lot of very different fields, and it's fantastic to see this variety.
Really fascinating, Sophie. Maybe since we're here in Germany at the ILA in Berlin, can you describe or mention some of the experiments which are conducted, which have a German origin? DLR, of course, being the German Space Agency, investing heavily also in preparing some of the experiments. Can you name some examples?
Yeah, Yeah, I could give a few examples. Indeed, it's great to be working with DLR and the German Space Agency. Actually, one of them is right here, granular sound. So, for example, granular sound studies how the vibrations and the sound waves go through granular material, and it's going to give us a better understanding of the structural rigidity and the components, the structural components of granular materials. It's going to be very useful for understanding how this behaves and translate into Earth on how soils collapse or everything, all of the materials that are granular and how they evolve through their life. And for future space exploration, it could lead us to use regolith from the moon, for example, to build better. So to start building with regolith and granular materials and having some structural rigidity into what we build. So that's very fascinating. Another example would be the easy motion, which is right there for me. I'm going to start this experiment very soon. It's to learn how myostimulation, so electrical stimulation of the muscle, can help build a better protocol to diminish the loss of muscle mass, and this is good for future exploration. It's going to be very helpful to have the optimized protocol for astronauts for very long duration missions, but also it's good on Earth too, because we want to make sure that we are optimizing the protocols for people, for example, who stay in hospital for a long time, so that we minimize the number of the mass of muscle loss, for example.
Thank you, Sophie. As you heard before from Daniel, we have quite a number of astronauts here, having 891 days of accumulated presence in orbit of the colleagues here, and I'd like to hand over to one of them you're very familiar with, Alex Gerst.
Thank you, Joseph. I learned something new today. Hello, Sophie, my friend. It's great to see your smiling face. I know we talk a lot, but to me, that's a special day to see you float up there. Of course, you know as well as Matthias and I and Thomas here, we'd love to be up there with you, but we can't. So one thing that I would like to ask you, I guess I should ask you about looking out the window and seeing Earth for the first time. But actually, what I'm even more interested is I saw you do an in-flight call with the fantastic Artemis 2 crew, and I, to be honest, I got goosebumps when I saw that. And I'm really interested in how did that feel from the space station to be together in space with the crew that surrounded the moon.
Thank you very much, Alex, for this question. Yeah, actually, talking to the Artemis crew gave us also, all of us, the goosebumps too. It felt completely surreal. Just imagining that we were like a crew in space talking to another crew, having another journey in space. It's just like, it feels like humanity is connected to a very, guided by something bigger than everyone, every single person. It's really a big adventure for the whole of humanity, and connecting the human beings, the 4 people inside each crew. It feels completely surreal because, like, as a big picture, thousands and thousands of people are working on these missions and to make these missions a success. But now you just have 4 people connected together and talking from very far away, and it felt completely amazing. It brought us a lot of moon joy. It brought us a lot of deep emotions and feeling of connection with everyone, not only in space but also on the ground.
Wow, thank you, Sophie, for sharing that. The goosebumps are back. I want to hand over the microphone to Matthias here.
Me too.
I think he also has a question.
Hey, salut Sophie. It's really great to see you happy up there in space performing lots of experiments. And Columbus looks busy as in the old days when Alex and I were up there. That's great. I'm happy to hear about this experiments, Crancom, easy motion. That shows me there's a continuity of our research in space. but you're also doing educational activities to inspire the next generation. Can you tell us some words on this?
Yeah, thank you, Matthias. It's also great to hear your voice. Oh my God, so many friends. It's so nice to hear the voice of friends from like all astronauts and Daniel and Joseph. Thank you so much. So yeah, the experiments that we are doing for education purposes are also very like in very different fields. I did a few months ago the Astropie, which is a contest for computing and computer science, where students could send their programs and we see their pictures on a little computer in here. So that was amazing. I did also another experiment in the field of biology, where I was growing seeds in here. It's actually this big box right here. And on Earth, 460,000 pupils were doing the same in classrooms, and they would observe how the seeds grow and how it is influenced by the light and the different conditions that they have. So that was amazing. Another one that I could say, it's now in the field of literature, and we will have very soon the announcement of the winners. It was a contest for astro poems, and I will read the favorite one from the cupola. So as you see, we have some from the science field, from literature, art and poetry, and as well from computer science. It's very varied, and it keeps inspiring the young generation, because they will be the one like bringing all of their knowledge and their energy for the future of spaceflight.
Wonderful. Really, really outstanding, Sophie. Keep up the good work, and I will hand over to Thomas Reiter.
Hello, Sophie. It's really a great honor and pleasure for me to talk to you. I mean, looking at you and imagining that it was 20 years ago that I was on station, you can imagine it raises quite some sentimental memories, and I only can congratulate you for the great work you are doing, representing Europe in this very valuable international cooperation, and I'm asked to convey also the thanks from our Minister Baer, to you. I think you have met her last year in the open day, and she's very fond of that, and she's following your mission as well. So you can be sure you're not only followed very much from Europe, but from France, but also from Germany. Now, talking a little bit about these sentimental feelings that I get when I see you in the Columbus module, you already described this great sensation when you talk to the crew on the Artemis mission. But maybe you can say a few words. Are there any striking experiences or things that you expected to be different when you came to the station?
Thank you very much, Thomas, and what a great honor to talk to the first German who went to space, and especially to do this long duration mission on the ISS. So yeah, I mean, everything is striking. Like when you arrive in space and when you train for going to space, you quickly understand that nothing is normal. It's kind of everything is a little bit offset to what you've done in your entire life, and you understand when you arrive in space, like, wow. So not only you need to stand on the shoulder of giants like you, yet like all of the previous communities of astronauts and ground teams who helped build the spaceflight, and so that space flight has come to a mature level today. So we do rely on the legacy of people like you, like everyone in the past 50 years, and yes, because space is difficult. Space is very different from what we are used. Space it needs energy from everyone, and so. Yeah, I've been struck by everything, to be honest. It's an extraordinary adventure. I mean, of course, I could tell you how fun it is to do a salto or a somersault, or how fun it is to move in 3 dimensions, how exciting it is to work on all of the science. But truly, what what for me is the biggest learning point is that spaceflight is so challenging that we need the passion and the work from thousands of people, and we feel this passion every time we take the mic and talk to the ground teams. So thank you to everyone.
Sophie, thank you so much for these words. There is an applause here from the auditorium, and it has really been a pleasure. I wish you all the best for the rest of your mission. Looking forward to meet you after you return. And now I hand over back to Daniel.
There are only 2 minutes left, so very rapidly, Sophie, can you share with us what is for you? You have a very tight schedule. What is for you now absolutely key? Also in the cooperation with NASA, we have Amit here with us in the public. Just your last thoughts on that before you go back to work.
Yeah, so thank you very much for everyone working in this field. As I said, space is hard, space is challenging, and we need all of the energy in all over the space agency from all over the world. I think that there is a huge trust among the agencies in the world, and for me, I really want that this ISS to be a symbol that everyone can contribute. You know, if you compare how much we can contribute, we want, as Europe, we want to be not only the tree that can stand still and steady, thanks to other trees around, but we want to be a tree with its own roots, and to stand still and courageous and brave into the spaceflight environment and give the best to the other trees, you know, so that we build like a very consistent and each bringing our knowledge, sharing resources, sharing excitement, sharing inspiration for the youth. It's really something that gathers the whole humanity. And I hope to see a lot of good cooperation. It's for the best of humanity because it's specific. It's for the progress of science. And oh my God, it just gives me the goosebumps just thinking about all this, but it's going to be fascinating. The future decades are going to be fascinating, even more than we can even imagine right now. So thank you for all international partners to trust us. And let's give the best of what we can give in Europe.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all what you do. Talk to you soon. All the best.
This is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.